So I'm real proud that our Black Lives Matter banner's out in our parking lot as you come in. A lot of folks unfortunately take offense to that because when they see it, they see only Black Lives Matter. And that couldn't be further from the truth. The idea really is that Black lives matter too. For so long in our country, Black lives have not mattered very much, certainly not as much as white lives have mattered. And so Black lives do matter. And I appreciate that our congregation accepts that. This is called The Wrongful Death of Trayvon Martin. It's based, I wrote the words, but it's based, the music is from a Bob Dylan song called The Wrongful Death, The Lonesome Death of Hattie Carroll, who was another black person who was killed by a white person unjustifiably. George Zimmerman killed unarmed Trayvon Martin with a gun that he carried as a neighborhood watchman in a gated community in Sanford, Florida. And the cops came in to see what had happened. And they had just come too late to see what had happened. They took Zimmerman in custody down to the station, and they asked him some questions and wrote down the answers. But you who want to live in peace with justice for all your years, take your hands away from your face, for now ain't the time for your tears. Trayvon Martin was a young man in high school. He was not a perfect kid. He'd been in some trouble. And like so many kids, he liked to wear hoodies. And he had to be taught about how to grow up in a country that fears him and incarcerates him by painting a picture of angry young black men bound to be profiled, assumed as suspicious. And he was just walking home with a drink and some candy, and he ended up dead with a hole in his chest. And he never should have been bothered by George Zimmerman. But you who want to live in peace with justice for all your years, take your hands away from your face, for now ain't the time for tears. On the night of the shooting, police questioned Zimmerman. They stared at the man who wanted to be a policeman, who went too far beyond the neighborhood watch manual, who followed Trayvon, though the cops gave him warning. And they did not arrest him, drug or alcohol test him, and after asking their questions, most seriously decided to let Zimmerman go on his stand your ground story. He said all that had happened was part of God's planning. But you who want to live in peace with justice for all your years, take your hands away from your face, for now ain't the time for your tears. After 6 weeks of protest, Zimmerman was arrested, and he was put on trial for second-degree murder. The jury of all women, 5 white, 1 minority, they listened intently to the evidence presented, and how mercilessly Trayvon was beating up Zimmerman, and how Trayvon was going for Zimmerman's gun, and how Zimmerman felt that his life was in danger, but no witnesses could really corroborate his story, and Trayvon could not tell his side of the story. And Zimmerman had been told not to follow Trayvon. He never should have been, and And he went near Trayvon, his gun shouldn't have been. And he went near Trayvon. But you who wanna live in peace with justice for all your years, take your hands away from your face. Well, now ain't the time for your tears. And please, I hope you appreciate the song, but please don't applaud at the end. Just sit in silence if you would. This is the end. The jury spent 2 days in deliberation, considered second-degree murder and even manslaughter, and the stand-your-ground law in the judge's instructions. And without evidence to prove who was the aggressor, rendered a verdict of not guilty. But you who wanna live in peace with justice for all your years, bury your face deep in your hands. For now, here's the time for your tears.